Hey everybody, Snipertheladiesman here. Welcome back to Let's Play Drakengard. Alright, so in the last episode, we finished up Chapter 4, which is right over there. And went off a little bit on the... actually, I just covered pretty much everything you need to know of the Xbox One, doing an Xbox 180 on everything bad about it. So, anyways, enough of that. Let us head on over to Chapter 5. Chapter 5, Destruction. Oh boy, that's kind of creepy. The Union has amassed all its forces to confront the Imperial Army in a final battle, but the Empire's evil factories have built immense one-eyed war monsters. Before them, the Union forces can only turn and flee. Caim and the Drakengard take to the air to destroy the Cyclopses and turn defeat into glorious victory. Alright. Yes, something like this would seem, I guess, very, at first, would seem very Shadow of the Colossus-y. Shadow of the Colossus-like. Because, it's like on the Cyclops here, they have, I don't know, some, like, railing or something. They have some, like, railing around their head, which is kind of an interesting, choice for a war monster. But at least this should not be a problem at all. As long as you keep on hammering down at them, they are not too bad. But as you know, the only attack they have is an eye laser, and it takes a little time to charge up. So really, they're not really that tough to even fight against. They just do. They just take a little while to bring down. But other than that, like something like this. Well, okay, that's another thing too, because they can probably take a lot of hits, multiple hits in one. I guess like someone passed through and won't hit them. I don't know how exactly it works, but that's basically it. What I actually really like too is that when you're actually doing flying stuff, because that was actually the first time you actually start up really high in the sky and have to glide downwards. But that's that's one thing I thought was always really cool. Is just you feel when you're gliding down, you feel like you're just, I don't know. There's just something about it. You really feel like you literally are flying in the sky with the Drakengard. Maybe I just want more, maybe because there's really nothing to compare it to. I mean, Lair is probably the first thing to compare the feeling of flying on a Drakengard with. That's probably one of the first things to compare it to, but even then, I mean, do a lot of people even want to talk about Lair? Not really. What's funny too is that I never actually yet played that game. I mean, besides being a PlayStation, a PS3, like that was not only a PlayStation 3, exclusive, if I'm right. But it was like the what's word I'm looking for? Launch title, basically. If I'm right, wasn't Lair like the launch title? Because if so, like all I've heard about is that they add in so much movement into the whole PS3's, you know, was it the whole motion control thing with the PlayStation 3 sensor? So they added in a lot of it into just the controller to fly, and then I guess there was a patch that fixed it so you can change it. But then at that point, people were like, "Well, screw this." But I mean, at first, like when you hear that the game is about you flying on a dragon, you're thinking that's the most radical thing ever. And yes, I can't believe I just used the word radical. But all right, so this is one of the probably bitter maps in the game, where literally like everything is. I mean, just look at the scope of it. And this is just one free roaming level. So right now, guys, it's I don't know. It's probably go on for quite a bit, but basically what I probably would want to do is take out all the obviously take out all the targets, and probably want to aim after them for the most part. What I actually like too is that I kind of damn it. one thing too that I kind of forgot to mention is oh good, only 6 more kills. Yeah, one thing I forgot to mention was that knowing that this game was, you know, was like 2000, what's it, 2003, 2000, yeah, it's like 2003, 2004. That was a time frame, and the FMVs for the FMVs for this game, well, not FMVs, but you know, this is not full motion videos, but the actual high quality cutscenes, whatever, like those things, like those are like actually really impressive. At least that I think so. I think for the time that they actually look pretty impressive. But then again, I guess you can say that really anything from like meaning for cutscenes, anything from Square Enix is pretty impressive. Because I mean, I will say they do a pretty good job with when it comes to their, you know, their main games that they've kind of like produced. You know, I mean, you got your Final Fantasies, you got your Kingdom Hearts, your Drakengards, and you know the odd one here and there that they were associating with over the recent couple of years. You know, with the Hitman, Hitman Absolution, the Tomb Raider reboots. You know, and stuff like that. Even Square Enix, Sleeping Dogs, Square Enix. I think. Anyways, but you know, like the games that they've produced, or you know, have had a part in for the last couple of years have been, you know, they've actually all been something different, and whether it's basically a reboot of a franchise, or anything like that, they were all at least something, I guess you can say, more, I guess, different from what they normally do, which is, again, Final Fantasy. Oh boy, there is so much stuff to kill over there. Okay, so what do I want to use? Well, Fenn's Glaive will level up by the end of this. What's the next one? Well, actually, oddly enough, Wisdom's the next one closest to leveling up. So, I guess what I could do is just keep this on. And, how much damage do those do? Yeah, not much at all. Actually, this is probably not really that great of an idea here, because it'll take me like probably 3 times longer to level up this weapon now than it would if I were to just go to like a level in chapter 1 or 2. And actually, really, chapter 1 would probably be a little bit better. Okay, yeah, this is I'm not going to be doing that. Okay, I will probably. What do I want to do with that? At least for wisdom, because it's such a weak weapon, I will definitely have to off-screen that, or at least like I guess in the beginning of another episode or something, I can show how it evolves, and for future weapons, if I have to do that off-screen, I can do it like I can record it where it levels up, so at least you guys can actually see it how it looks progressively. But I mean, it's really kind of a. I don't know. I'll have to go. I'm trying to figure out how it's gonna work. So I guess really the next one to level up would be Bonebreaker, which hey, that's fine with me. I've where is it? There we go. Get started working on Bonebreaker again, and yeah, so that'll be all good. So this is the kind of thing that I always start getting to when I find that I'm starting to have a little bit too much silence, and I'm kind of like, well, what can I talk about? This is what I normally do. I normally don't just do a bunch of ahs, and just. I mean, I do talk of what's going on screen pretty much, but I don't just say all the time exactly what's on screen. But when I always get to this point, I start thinking just anything off the top of my head of what can I actually say. But hey, I guess stop looking that way. But I guess when you're playing a Dynasty Warriors game like this, you're probably going to come into that a couple times. Oh my god, archers, I hate you so much right now. And it's only because, again, there's not really much to say about it. At least just by myself. I mean, if I had another person who liked this game with me, we could probably just go off on some things, whether it's just about Square Enix and whatnot. Oh, and actually, that's actually another thing I'm just kind of remembering too. From a past other video that was, I think it was like episode 12. I made like a 5-minute rant there about Square Enix not doing anything with Kingdom Hearts 3, not talking about it, not making any remarks about it or anything like that for the longest time. And once again at E3, just like with everything else that went amazing at E3, that at least it wasn't a for sure thing that Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to be out right away, but at least it's going to be out for the next gen. So I mean, that's a good thing. That's a great thing. The fact that it's finally coming back to consoles, where the last console game for Kingdom Hearts, I mean, besides the HD collection, the 1.5 HD collection, besides that, the last one was, I believe, Rechain of Memories, which, funny enough, is in the HD collection. So, and yes, I mean, that should be, well, the HD collection obviously will be a hell of a lot of fun. It kind of sucks that that's coming out in September, during when school, I think the day of or day after, basically when the new semester for school starts again. That's when Kingdom Hearts 1.5 HD Remix is going to be out, and I'm going to be stuck in school when that gets released. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't even know how videos are going to be coming out when school starts up again. I was already having so much trouble doing it, making videos during school, let alone doing them, the next year, which of course every year after every year after the first one is always the hardest. It always comes harder than the last one. At least that's what I hear from the other years. They're always like, oh, you know, first year was okay. Second year is going to be the most stressful time of your life. Third year is probably just as easy as first, if not easier, because you're just wrapping things up. Oh, yeah, this is because in animation, at least. I'm not saying that's for every course, but for animation, third year is what I hear is the is easier than the first, or just as easy. But yeah, I mean, but again, with Kingdom Hearts 3, it's again, it was just more of a thing saying that, okay, yes, it's going to be on the next gen consoles, it's going to be on PS4, which they have a lot of, which they actually have, you know, quite a bit to, I guess, make up for time, because there's technically no Kingdom Hearts game on the PS3, like there's no one made just for the PS3, except for, like, obviously remastering the older ones. So it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to, like, up-res, because they're skipping a whole generation of technology and graphics. They're going to be using the PS4 engine to make it. So it's going to be interesting to see the transition, say, from Kingdom Hearts 2 to Kingdom Hearts 3. Which, again, I may get into the whole subject of why to me, at least, it seems odd that they're calling it Kingdom Hearts 3 and not Kingdom Hearts 4. That may seem confusing to some people, and I'll probably explain that in the next episode. So, once again, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time. So for Caim the Dragon, we are signing off.